welcome to Flip of the Week. Today is part 1 of 2 of a series I will be discussing dynamics, which is volume level. When we're playing music, a lot of times we need to get louder or softer given a portion of the song or where we are. You know, if our hi-hat's too loud because it's a small club, or our bass drum needs to be louder because we're in a big arena, what have you. So I came up with a couple of exercises that help me get more dynamic levels happening with my different instruments. See, the drum set being, of course, kind of considered one instrument, I also like to look at it as several different instruments played at the same time. For example, the bass drum, the snare drum, and hi-hat, main parts of most of the grooves I'm playing in a lot of bands, they all have their own way of getting louder and softer, be it just hitting them harder or different ways of hitting them. Bass drum by, pounding the center a little bit harder and maybe making a dead stroke where the beater stays there, or getting an open stroke. The snare drum, if I'm hitting either the center or the center with the rim, that gets a little louder or softer. And then the hi-hat by either hitting with the tip or with the shaft of the stick, making it a little louder, or even just opening the tension of the hi-hat up by releasing my left foot. All those different things are ways that my instruments will start to open up or tighten up so that the volume can change. But I feel that it's important to exercise each of those so that when you're on a gig, if one part is too loud, you can pull it down without it affecting everything else because you've already practiced it. So this first exercise, I'm going to play 2 measures, one dynamic level, and then I'll play 2 measures where I make one of the 3 sounds louder, and then I go back and then I'll make another one louder. So here we go, exercise 1 of dynamic drum set play. Cool. So when I'm playing all those different dynamic levels in each instrument, it's important, of course, to note that I don't want to speed up or slow down or anything, so working with a metronome is, of course, key. And the other thing is I don't want to be out of balance, so I try to stay really balanced in my chair, so when I hit different parts of the drum set harder or softer, I'm not leaning too much or anything. I do tend to move, though, just to try to get more motion into what I'm playing. So a lot of that also came from working with dynamics, with trying to make things more smooth, having much softer softs and much louder louds. See, just when I'm talking and I want to go down in volume, musically too, that can sometimes pull people in. But as you start getting louder and the sound picks up, oftentimes, now that you have their attention, you can keep it there, but if you keep talking or playing at too loud a volume, it can become very uninteresting. So as you start to lower what you're doing, that can pull them in again. That's something I discovered while playing blues music. Oftentimes I'm playing just a shuffle or something for a while, and before I knew it, it would have to get louder because the solo was getting more exciting, but I didn't have to play any fills, I wouldn't have to crash. It was just a matter of dynamics that made such a difference. So another exercise that I came up with was I tried to give myself a starting and an ending point, say 16 measures, where in that 16 measures I want to have different dynamic waves. And there's a few different ways to do that. I can make one instrument louder, I can make all of the instruments slightly louder, I can make one note peak out, like maybe the bass drum on one. Anything like this can put little accents and layers of volume into what you're playing without necessarily having to add any more notes or getting any more intricate, fancy, syncopated things where you're pulling notes out or anything. It's just a matter of volume. So this 16-bar exercise, I'm going to play 2 measures of a pretty medium dynamic level, and then I'm going to get a little louder for another 2 measures. And then I'll come back down for the last for the next 4 bars, where I'll be pretty much at that medium level, and I'm going to keep getting softer and softer. and then at that bottom of those 4 measures, I'll now pick up for the last 8 measures and try to get pretty much as loud as I can by the end of it. And the idea here is, of course, even though it's an exercise, I want it to sound musical. So I try to just stay steady and feel that my rhythms are fluid, but also I'm trying to have a dynamic musical wave of volume. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so thank you for tuning in to part 1 of the dynamic lesson flip of the week. Next time we'll be talking more about dynamics in relation to different musical styles. Alright, so thanks for checking it out and have fun playing dynamically.